What's up, guys? It's Frank with another untapped.gg replay between Seraphim and GhostTL. Now, GhostTL was the unfortunate individual that I watched find out about Mind Lash firsthand while JXP was kind of messing around with Mind Lash just to run some experiments, and that's how we found out that the helicarrier bombers don't switch sides, even though the helicarrier will switch sides after getting mind shackled. So, Ghost TTL, very good player in their own right. Really high, like way better than me anyway. So I'm not gonna say anything bad. It's just that's where I recognize the name from. And then Seraphim, of course, is I believe an Oriole alt. So it should be interesting to see. Anyway, it's gonna be a VvC. There's Ghost, the Red Vanguard, and Seraphim, or Oriole, the Blue Celestial. Probably just gonna stick to calling him Seraphim though. Looks like the second command post is already done, up at around the minute-and-a-half mark here. The dog was able to successfully, yeah, look, he's barely going to get any damage done. It's just like the green energy health regen for the buildings is just too good. Yeah, it's already back to 1,000 health, so there's no point. It is kind of interesting to see the, okay, there we go. Is he... No, he's not body blocked out. The dog can still leave right there, right? I should be able to. But I was gonna say, yeah, he probably could have left with the dog just to not have it take so much health, or so much damage. But sticking around to get the scout off is good. Okay, so the mech bay is done for Ghost. No, not fully saturated yet on the natural, and we honestly don't see, like, this is the only production structure available to our Vanguard player here. Alright, so we are going to see a couple of bobs. Are they going for a third is the next question. They are going for a third. Holy smokes. I know the Celestial Economy got a bit of a nerf this patch in 0.2.1, but man, this is just pure unpunished greed coming out right now. And there's no units. There's no units to defend this. Like, yeah, the first Hedgehog is almost done. But I think if, I think knowing that, or at least having some kind of a scout to come forward and say, like, hey, there's nothing to fight me here. There's no barracks, so there's not going to be any Lancers to come out. And even if the Lancers did come out, the Argents would do fantastic against them. And two Argents facing off against some Bobs would do fantastic. Alright, so the Hedgehog is going to spot the Surged Starforge. It's going to get away after taking a couple hits from these, from the Argents. I'm surprised those Argents didn't start recharging from the, power bank. There we go. As soon as they got into range. Alright, so the Vector's out. And it only does, flat damage against ground units. So it's typically more often used as an anti-air unit just because it doesn't really do any bonuses. Although let's see here, against ground, it's still doing 9 damage against ground at a reasonably fast rate. Excuse me, try not to cough into the microphone. And finally, we're going to see some creep camps go down. Hedgehogs versus Argents, see who takes it down faster. I think the Argents are going to take it down faster, actually. Okay, now we see a Saber out on the map, and now we're going to see a third. Yeah, there's the third array going down at the 440 mark. That's not to say that these are like specific build timings that they should be hitting. Maybe that does apply to Celestials a little bit more, just because they don't creep as much as the other races do, and you know, just the speed at which you can kill off enemy creep or kill off creep camps to get those resources. A fourth going down before there's there is a single Bob mining at the third. The natural isn't even saturated yet. We do have Hedgehog range coming online. But yeah, this is going to be a 4-base Vanguard against a 3-array Celestial, which is which is pretty rough for the Celestial player. I'm starting to think that maybe the Celestials got hit with the nerf battle maybe a little bit too hard. I know their early game Argent hose that would just like annihilate everything. It almost seemed like it was part of the anything that wasn't the mirror matchup is like, okay, step one, if you're Vanguard or Infernal and your opponent is Celestial, is you have to do the build where you hold against a Celestial Argent push. And that kind of extends the part of the game that's more obvious, I guess you would call it, where it's no one really like enjoys watching. It's like, okay, they're gonna, oh no, they're gonna hit the build a command post button. It's like, okay, we get it. First couple of seconds of the game, maybe the first minute or two, is more or less depending on like the map and depending on your opponent. And as long as the players like understand what that is at the higher levels, you know what's going to happen already. But yeah, that was kind of the situation with the Celestial Economy. It's like, okay, they're guaranteed to have at least 3 arrays, which means that they're going to be able to hold down the Argent button and give you a bad day, and you have to hold against it. And then whether or not you hold, like when the Argents finally arrive to your base, that's when the game would actually start. It's like, okay, well, what do they use for defense? What are they using to build up? Oh man, all the debilitates going down on these hedgehogs. Yeah, autocast debilitate is so good. And look at that, even with the late start, all these sabers just made mincemeat out of these hedgehogs. Let's see, do any of them still have the debilitate? No, but all these Cabal are still very they're absolutely fine with energy. They're not full, but they still have enough juice in the tank to take another fight. And now we see Seraphim coming on forward and just plopping down all kinds of structures, saying like, "Hey, I've got a scythe over here, a couple of scythes to act as spotters for the sabers, who are then going to start shelling and wiping out that entire Bob line." But we do see an Atlas kind of in the back line here, lobbing down shots on these Cabal. Oh, and it's just a couple of hedgehogs though that have that are here for the defensive force for Ghost. I'm starting to think that Ghost might have overextended his eco a little bit, or might have overspent on his eco a little bit, because he's got 4 bases, but he was seven Bobs that were mining on this one when he started building his 4th. It's like, all right, great, you've got your 4th there. It's not fully saturated. You've got your 3rd. It's not fully saturated. I think that could have been a lot of army units to help defend. Now, whether that would have stopped this Celestial, the sabers that are just chunking down all these production structures, maybe not. It's hard to say. Let's see here. Okay, so we do have so many Hornets queued up. There's not really much that can be done. Like, Ghost could try to build some habitats right next to them, just to yeah, that's not good luck with that one. Just to try to speed them up, turn into solar habitats. Oh, the sabers absolutely vaporized that Atlas. All the hedgehogs morph up to kind of shoo away the sides, and they do, but now the sabers are forward and they're going to be able to start taking things out here. The air battle is really going to be decisive in saying, is this push going to continue, or is it kind of dead? But looks like there's not enough Hornets. I think it might be in a base race, but I don't know if that's a base race you want to take right now. The Surge Ascension Matrix, by the way, giving, let's see here, yeah, it does, all the nearby units have 25%. I think it's a 25% DPS buff. Oh, an array goes down, a couple of prisms go down, but it might be too little too late. Yeah, Celestial's in the main. Now, Ghost still has 3 bases, and I think, oh, none of this production ever finished! No! Yeah, it's just this hodgepodge of workers that are all over the place. And this, alright, so this command post did finish, but what does he have for army? That's it. There's nothing to defend any of the bases. And unless Ghost can really pull a rabbit out of a hat, I think that's going to be it for the game here pretty soon. Yeah, all the sides finding this this next command post. They haven't found the triangle. The triangle, I say third, but it's really the fifth. Oh, but look at this! Look at this at the triangle of the celestial base. Cheeky, cheeky. I love it. Okay, so I'm liking all this aggression. Taking out production structures that are like in the middle of the map. Make sure that there's less, I guess, production threat, from those proxied buildings. But yeah, this is really cool. Ghost staying really close. No, you don't want to get hit by those, by the blast node there. Wait, does the blast node hit air? Okay, no, it doesn't. It doesn't hit air if it hits a ground unit first, which is good. Oh no, I have a bad feeling about all these. The slime camp though. Yep, loses one hornet. Oh, the radioactive blood from these from the slimes is going to be pretty brutal. Meanwhile, yeah, there's another array that goes down. Another ascension matrix goes down. And now Seraphim's stuck just sharking around the map, trying to find the extra bases for Ghost. But where did the army go? Oh, the army's right here, healing up. I like it. I like it. There's can't spare a Bob if they're all working and trying to like squeeze every last little rock of luminite out of the 2 bases that he's got mining. Yeah, look at this. This is 2 Bobs mining right now, but that's because there's a million sentry posts that went down. Ah, but he saw all the sabers. I don't like. Are the sentry posts really going to do anything? I'm not so sure. Alright, so we've got Vector, Cabal, Scythe, Saber, Argent. A single... No, 2 Argents. No... Yeah, everything's just getting absolutely vaporized as it makes contact. There's no closing the gap, I think. It's 150 supply deficit here for Ghost. But he's still going to try. He's still got that fight in him. He's not giving up just yet. Oh, but the scan did go down, so Seraphim knows that he's right here. And I think he knows he's gonna have to get through all these sentry posts. Got a repair medic in the back there, but it's not gonna be enough to it's not gonna be able to heal enough to outdo the you know, all those sabers, all the sides. Even the vectors, I don't think you'd be able to out-heal the damage they're going to bring forth. Vectors jump on all the hedgehogs here. Hedgehogs doing their best to, you know, to kind of fight them off, but the vectors do have recall research, so as they run low on health, they can just recall back to where they were, out of range of the hedgehogs, and there's the GG from GhostTL. GG's, guys. Bit of a stomp, but man, Ghost, you have the tenacity. I appreciate it.